debate, right?
Yes.
Almost all the time.
All the time.
Yeah. Well, it's the nature of the fixtures. For once, you get to respond. Did either of you listen to the previous battle?
So we were both here the previous battle, so I was outside.
You were outside.
Yeah, but I kind of listened.
Oh, you didn't bring a monitoring set.
No.
So, Limah, you don't. You didn't listen to the battle yourself.
I listened, but I wasn't
fully concentrated because you're also looking at your preparation. All right. So a slight tweak. I give you 1 minute each to intro. Then I give you 1 minute each to respond to each other's intros. So, Limah, you start first, and then your intro is your intro. I'm sure he has his own intro, irrespective of what you say. But when he gives your intro, you get to respond to his intro, and then he gets to respond to you. And then I give you 5 minutes of head-to-head, and then I give you 2 minutes of closing out. Okay. Is that fair?
Yes.
Fair enough.
Interesting. Treat this battle with the utmost of respect. It could be your last. Literally. And I'm not playing. So let's see how we go. All the best, Tochukwu. All the best, Limah. I'm rooting for both of you. And how I wish there was some magic wand I could wield to ensure I see you both in the semis. I cannot do it. So it's up to you now. Let's go. Topic for the battle. Before the topic of the battle, we're streaming live on social media. On Facebook, Nigeria Info 99.3. You get to vote on the official live stream. We are streaming live on YouTube. You don't get to vote on YouTube. And if you don't find the official live stream on YouTube directly, that's at Nigeria Info FM, you go to our Twitter handle at Nigeria Info FM, where you'll find the YouTube live stream embedded on our handle. You would also find a second tweet with a poll. It will come later. You'll see Limah, you'll see Tochukwu. You will click on either name to vote for either of them. We're streaming live on the Nigeria Info mobile app. You don't get to vote there, but you get to take us wherever you go. We thank you very much for being a part of this broadcast, for listening, for following, for voting. And we'll be hoping for another batch of 9 excellent individuals, maximum, voting via the phone lines, as well as on social media. And then there is the panel of judges here in the studio. Let us go into the battle topic between Limah and Tochukwu. Is the quality in the league to blame for the performance of Nigerian teams on the continent? Is the quality in the league to blame for the performance of Nigerian teams on the continent? We put that into a draw. Out came yes for Limah. Out came no for Tochukwu. I have no clue what Limah's real life opinion is on the matter, or what Tochukwu's opinion is. I do know Limah has picked yes, Tochukwu has picked no. And they both have to defend the position they've picked blindly. When you vote for either of these two individuals, do not vote based on which position you agree with. Vote based on who impressed you, who did the work, who did the hard part. Is that clear? If you're ready, let's go into the battle. Limah, contestant 1, is the quality in the league to blame for the performance of Nigerian teams on the continent? You have picked yes. For 1 minute, Limah, I'm giving you time to introduce us to your position. Your time starts right now.
Gone are the days when we had the likes of legendary Vincent Enyama, Rashidi Yekini, Muda Lawal, Segun Odegbami, Felix Owolabi, and more recently, Ahmed Musa, all come out from the Nigerian Professional Football League. It took 38 years before the commencement of the CAF Champions League, or after the commencement rather, before a Nigerian team found success in Yimba in 2003. They did it twice to show that it was not a fluke, but because they had quality, and they did it with different coaches at that. 18 years after, almost 2 decades, and it has not happened again. You see football matches like Al Ali versus Wydad Casablanca, and you marvel at the quality of football on display, if not on par, close to European football. We've seen how different home-based players are invited to the Super Eagles. No consistency whatsoever. And this just tells you that the quality in the league has dwindled over the years and is the cause of the poor performance on the continent. The quality in the league is to blame for the performance of the Nigerian Professional Football League teams in the continent. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Right on time, she ends her opening argument. Thank you very much, Limah. And we will come now to Tochukwu for 1 minute as we reset the clock for you to commence your own argument. Are you ready, Tochukwu? 1 minute. Opening argument. Your time starts right now.
Well, thank you so much, Femi. The quality in the Nigerian Professional League has never been in doubt. In time past, the league has churned out great players. Okay, you made mention of the likes of Ahmed Musa and Rashidin Yekini. Let's even come down to the recent players. We can talk about Oli Sanda. We can talk about Anayo Iwala. We can talk about Solomon Onome, Daniel Lakpeyi, Ikechukwu Ezenwa. These are top players that are holding their own both in the continent and in Europe. So this gets to show you that this league is producing quality players that are great exports both within the continent and outside the continent. So what actually is the cause of the dwindling fortune of the Nigerian players or Nigerian clubs over the recent times? Even top coaches have also echoed my sentiment. Of recent, the current coach of the Nigerian team, Pesero, watched Aqua United and Plateau United match and marveled at the quality of the football in play.
All right. So, Tochukwu rests his case at this time. Thank you very much. Case rested. I'm going to give both of you a minute each to try and expand on your argument or counter what was said by the opposition. Limah, are you ready?
Yes, I am.
1 minute. It starts now.
You've mentioned certain players like Olisanda and some other players, but I'm going to tell you that there's no consistency whatsoever when it comes to these home-based teams. How many times have we seen them being introduced to the Super Eagles? They go on to be introduced, but guess what? We see them for 1 game, 2 games, and then we don't hear of them anymore. You've talked about Ikechukwu Ezenwa. What exactly has he done in the national team? How exactly has Ikechukwu Ezenwa been impactful to the national team? We've seen rotation of these players. No player has stayed there to say he's stayed there for more than a few years and giving impact to the Super Eagles. In 2013, Stephen Keshi's AFCON winning team, we saw the likes of Juwon Oshaniwa, Sunday Umba, Obo Agbona. These players went on to be consistent and made a claim when it comes to the national team. The standard of the league is very poor, and these players that you've mentioned are half-baked and are obviously going to leave the league. What else are we left with? No quality at all in the league. Thank you.
Thank you very much. She ends her 1 minute, and applause are in order. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. All right. 1 minute. Tochukwu, if you may, for a response to her. Are you ready? I didn't hear you.
Yes,
Good
I
to
am.
go.
Yes, I am.
So for 1 minute, let's hear you.
All right, thank you so much, Femi. I think it's unfair. It's really unfair to blame the poor performance of these players in the clubs in African competition to the quality in the league. You made mention of the fact that the these players are not invited to the national team. How many of these national team coaches come to the watch the local matches? Genochua was based when you hire a coach based abroad, he doesn't watch the MPFL match. How would he discover quality? And that's why NFF had addressed this issue by ensuring that in the contract of this current coach, he would be based in Nigeria and he would watch all the MPFL matches. And he has watched 2 matches. He watched Kwara United match the other day, and of recent he watched Aqua United and Plateau United match, and he was marveled at the quality of football in display, and he has promised to ensure that he contributes to the development of football in Nigeria by inculcating these players into the national team, and we would see the difference going forward.
Thank you very much. Opening arguments recorded Rebuttals also noted. When we come back from our break, we will go head to head. It's Limah versus Tochukwu, and what both individuals could bring. Is the quality in the MPFL the reason for poor continental performance? Is it? Well, Tochukwu says yes. Limah says no. I think I switched it. I think it was Limah who said yes, and Tochukwu said no. And you heard the arguments between the two. We're streaming live on Facebook. Nigeria Info 99.3. During the head-to-head, you will see their names there underneath the battle topic. You get to vote for either of them. We're streaming live on YouTube, which you'll find on our official Twitter handle at Nigeria Info FM, plus a poll, Limah or Tochukwu, your choice. All of that when we return. Welcome back. The battle is between Limah and Tochukwu. Before the break, you heard them go through their opening remarks and the 1 minute of rebuttals each. And now it's time for them to go head to head. For 5 minutes, we'll open the microphones, the two microphones, and they will go at it. What's the topic again? It's about the Nigerian League. And we asked you a simple question regarding the Nigerian League. Is the quality in the NPFL the reason for poor continental performance for Nigerian teams? Limah, the lady, answered yes because that was what she picked. Tochukwu, the gentleman, answered no because that was what he picked. Remember, what they picked, what they are defending, is not necessarily a reflection of what they truly believe. When you vote for either of them, vote based on how impressed you were at the work they put forth, not on whether you agree with the position or not. Head to head will go. We are streaming live on Facebook, Nigeria Info 99.3. We're streaming live on YouTube at Nigeria Info FM. You'd find that live stream embedded on the official Nigeria Info Twitter handle at Nigeria Info FM. You'd find a secondary tweet that asks you to vote for either Tochukwu or Limah based on who impressed you more. We're streaming on the Nigeria Info mobile app. You don't get to vote there, but you do get to take us anywhere and everywhere you go. When the head-to-head is done, I'll give them 2 minutes each to close their arguments, after which it will be decision time. One of them will exit the battle tonight. The other progresses into the semi-final. Will it be Limah? Will it be Tochukwu? You will have a role to play, a hand in that decision. 9 of you, maximally, via the phone lines, will decide. Potentially hundreds of you will decide on social media. And the 3 judges will be an integral part of that decision. Let us go into the head-to-head. Limah, Tochukwu, for 5 minutes. We reopen the argument and open your head-to-head. Your time starts now.
All right, Limah, I have a couple of questions to ask you. Which MPFL team do you support?
I don't support any.
When last did you watch an MPFL game?
I watched it recently.
What match? Can you give an analysis of the match?
No, I can't. Why are you asking me to give you
I
an
would
analysis?
ask you this because you don't have a team that you support.
Yeah.
You don't really know enough of the MPFL. You don't even have the passion enough to follow
Okay.
the MPFL games.
No, because
And
I'm
you're
not supporting
giving
doesn't mean I don't
an
have the passion
opinion
to
on the
support
quality
any.
of a team, of a league that you don't even watch. You don't even support. You
Tochukwu,
don't
what
even
team
know
do you
much
support?
about.
What MPFL
So
team do you support?
I support Eyimba. I have.
Really?
I
What was
watched,
their last game?
I
What was
watched,
their last
They
game?
lost at home to Dakar 2-0 last
Okay.
game. I watched their game against their game at Teslim Balogun Stadium against MFM that they lost 2-1. Even in my
Okay.
busy schedule, I am passionate enough to follow
Okay.
the Nigerian
And you know that there's quality for
and
them
know
to win,
that
to
there is
win
quality of
in the Champions
players.
League.
And even top coaches have echoed the fact. Ladambosa has echoed the fact. Ogunbota have echoed the fact. Are you better off than them?
Your closing remark.
so
Wait,
the
you've talked.
issue-
Allow me talk.
Okay.
You talked about the fact that these coaches go on to watch these games, but guess what? It's not about watching. It's not about watching. How many times do they
So
invite
it
them? How
means that
consistent are they when it comes to the national team? They are not even
They
consistent with their own
not
national
our
team, and you want
previous
them to
coach
win in the
doesn't
Champions
even
League.
watch the
Cannot
MPFL
one
game.
went
So
to
how
watch
would he
games.
see
Cannot
the
one
pool
went
of?
to watch
He's not
games.
based in Nigeria here. So
What
how
do-
would
but
he
he
see
went
the
to watch
pool
games.
of
There were
talent
news
in
of
the
when he
league?
came to watch games.
Pesero,
And guess
the
what? They
current
invited
coach,
them. What
has
did they
been
do?
watching all the games
What did
and
they
he promised
do?
to watch lots of
These
the
are
games.
promises. Have they
subsequently.
happened?
So
Have they happened?
so
In their
the
last
issue-
friendly, how many home-based players played?
So the
How
issue
many
right
of them
so
played?
about 6
John
players
Noble
were
was invited to the last AFCON.
About 6
The
players
Imba
were
goalkeeper, the
invited.
Imba that you
to
support, John
the-
Noble was invited. Guess what? He was not invited in the next friendly. Why? Because they are not consistent
The
enough.
issue
The
is
quality
the
is not
issue
good
has
enough.
never been about quality because a lot of
But that's what we're talking about. We're talking about the quality. If it's not about it, we'll not be in this debate right
so
now.
let me have a conversation. Let me tell you why the team hasn't been doing well.
Okay.
Look at the teams that have been achieving a lot in CAF competition, the Northern African teams.
Yeah.
Do you know when they were founded? Let me school you on that. Al Ahly
It's
was
not
founded
about
in
being founded.
It
It's the
is
quality. We're
because
talking
it
about
comes
quality
with
here.
experience.
Listen, do
It's
you know there's something called
winning
the
a
home away
tournament comes
record?
with experience.
Home away record.
It's not just
Nigerian
quality.
professional league teams
Experience.
don't have a very good
Experience
away record.
wins
And we see
national-
it in our
experience
league.
wins-
You win at home,
wins
you lose
tournament.
away.
Check Real Madrid for example.
We're not talking about Real Madrid. We're talking about
We-
the African team
we are-
right now.
we are
African
likening it
teams.
to Real Madrid
Home
because
away
Real
games.
Madrid, even
2021
in their
CAF
bad
Confederations
period,
Cup.
have
Bayelsa
won the
United were
league, have
beating
won the
4-1
Champions
on
League
aggregates. Guess what?
because of the experience that they have.
4-0 away. And you're talking about the fact that they're going
Rivers
to go on to
United
win
won.
this league.
Rivers United
How?
won this current league, right? Rivers United was founded in 2016.
It's not about
And they
being
will
founded.
go
We're
for
talking about
Champions League
quality.
against a team that have been playing this hundreds of years with the experience. They know the nuances of local football. They
Okay.
even know the political angles of local football.
My dear, that's
And
what
they
we're
have
talking
the
about. We're talking
experience.
about the
How
fact that the
would a
quality
team
is
that
just
was
not enough.
founded in
Eyimba
just
at
decades
some
ago
point.
go in
Eyimba
and
at
win
some
it?
point.
There are
Wait,
other
hold on.
factors.
You've been
There are
talking.
other
Allow me talk.
factors. There are
Eyimba
other
at some point
factors
had won just
other than
4 in
quality
15 Confederation Cup
that
away games
would
and
make
1 in 10
teams
Champions
win
League
the
matches.
league, win
This
the
is supposed to be
Champions
our
League.
best products out of Nigeria. Eyimba won 4 in 15 Confederations Cup away and 1 in 10 Champions League matches, and this is supposed to be quality enough to win the continent game.
This same local team have turned out good players.
My
right?
dear, which
They have
listen,
turned out good
it's not
players.
okay, but these players, do they stay in the league? If they don't stay in the league, how do we have the quality in the league then?
It means
They
that
go
there
and
is
they look
enough
for
quality.
better teams that have quality.
So what
You
are
have
the
to play
what,
with quality
what are the
teams.
other factors? Right, you're centralizing the argument. So what are the other factors?
What factors?
that
We're talking about the
would make
quality.
this-
Is it good enough or not? You are
So-
saying other factors. What are you saying?
The quality is there because
The
it has
quality
been
is there.
proven that
The
quality
players
is
that have
in the
been
team.
proven to be good.
The
If you
Players
don't
have
get
left
to
the
score
local
enough
team and
goals
they've
or
done
become the
well
top scorer,
outside. So that means that
they've
there is
done well
quality
outside.
enough
Outside
in
well.
the
Listen,
team.
if they
So
become the top
there are
scorer, they
other
eventually leave
factors.
the
There
club,
are
and then
other
we're left to
factors
the
that
bare
will be
minimum.
considered,
We're
right?
left to the bare minimum in this league. That's
The
why
issue-
we don't leave.
the
We
issue-
don't
the
win
issue is-
continental games.
The issue is it's beyond the quality. There is quality in the league. Top coaches have
There's
echoed
no
that.
quality, my
So
dear.
you are saying
Listen,
that
I was talking about the fact
Pesero
that
is wrong.
there is the home and away
You are
record.
saying that,
For you to win league, you
Benga
need to
Ogunbete
have a
is wrong.
solid home away
You are
game.
saying that
These guys
Ladamboso
can
is
have their
wrong.
opinions. They can
These
have their
are
opinions,
top
but that doesn't mean
coaches.
that those
It's more
are
than
true.
opinion. You don't even know enough of the MPFL to even give.
Also, you know enough just because you support Eyimba.
Yes, I am
Listen, let me
passionate
tell you,
about the
let's-
MPFL. I watch the matches,
My dear,
so
don't come
I
and
know
lie
that
here.
there
Don't
are
come and lie.
qualities.
We're talking about
There are qualities
don't come
in
and
the team.
lie.
How do you know I'm lying?
Okay. Mention 5 players from the MPFL.
I will give you players from Eyimba. There's
My
Victor
dear, give
Mboma.
Eyimba. Mention 5 players from other MPFL teams. You said you know enough now.
Eyimba is the team I follow. I follow them passionately. So
Mention
I
5
can
players from the
school
Premier
you.
League.
I can
Mention
school
5
you
players
on
from the
them.
Premier League then.
So the issue is
Mention 5 players from the Premier League.
you don't
now.
have a club
I know
that you
you
support,
follow
right?
Barcelona.
You don't have a
mention
club
5
that
players from
I
the La
follow
Liga.
Eyimba and I follow Ifan Yuba.
Listen, stop lying here
So
now. Stop lying.
we don't have. You
You need home away
you don't
record.
support a team and you're giving an opinion on the quality of the league that you know nothing about.
Thank you, lady and gentlemen. The head-to-head battle is over. Is the quality in the NPFL the reason for poor continental continental performance? That was a question. in the NPFL. Sarafina, I need you to help me out. I want to make sure I phrase that. Is the quality in the NPFL the reason for poor continental performance? We'll stay on point as much as we can. That was a really robust head-to-head strategy and counter strategies. I saw a lot of that in that. Soon we'll make a decision. Before we make that decision, let's get back on point in the closing arguments between Limah and Tochukwu. Limah, you are contestant 1. I'm going to give you 2 minutes. However you use it is up to you, but that's all the time I have left for you. Are you willing to take it?
Yes.
Okay. So for 2 minutes, close your argument. You picked yes. The quality in the NPFL is responsible for the poor performance on the continent. For 2 minutes, Limah, please lay your argument to bed.
If the quality really is enough in the MPFL to win continental games, then we will see them make a claim at least in the national team. They've not been consistent when it comes to the national team. The second thing I'm going to mention is the fact that they have a very bad home-away record. They win at home and they lose away. We see the same thing happening in the Nigerian Premier League, where teams win at home and lose away. 2021 CAF Confederation Cup, Bayelsa United were beating 4-1 on aggregate. Guess what? They were even beating 4-0 away from home. Eyimba at some point has won just 4 in 15 Confederation Cup away and 1 in 10 Champions League matches. To win these trophies, you need to have a solid home away record. As RS Bekan, who won the Confederation Cup in 2021, had just 1 away game. They lost 1 away game, while Al Ali, who were Champions League winners, went undefeated in foreign soil. And you're talking about the fact that these players have the quality. What quality are you talking about when you're not you're not being compared to the North African teams and PSL teams? The third point I'm going to mention is the fact that only 4.8% of MPFL players are not from Nigeria. Why are you going? You are really not going to attract the quality players when your league is not up to standard. How do you expect teams to stay and play with the bare minimum when they can go ahead to improve their career and play with players of very good quality? The North African and PSL team are marketable because there's quality. First off, you can only attract marketability and money when there is enough quality. The top players like Ronaldo and Messi, if you're talking about the Premier League, are marketable because they have the quality. The fourth thing I'm going to mention is about that the best players leave. When the best players leave to other leagues, how do you expect there to be quality? You've talked about the fact that these players, immediately they score a certain amount of goals, they leave to other leagues. Former Eyimba winger Anayo Iwala left for Esperance. In the last 30 years, only 6 teams outside North Africa have won the CAF Champions League, not just because they are organized, but because of the quality they have. The other teams have won it because they are also better. Eyimba, on their way to the 2003 final where they won it, had to beat 2 North African teams. And you're talking about the facts that where they were founded. What do you mean where they were founded? We've seen other teams in Europe being founded, and other teams have come earlier or later have beaten them. So I'm telling you that the quality is not enough to win the continental leagues. Thank you.
And so Limah rests her case with credible aplomb. And the applause shows the appreciation for her closing argument. She's played her part. It is done now. It is out of her hands. It's still in the hands of Tochukwu. He has 2 minutes to lay his own case to bed. And I'm setting the clock for you, Tochukwu, for 2 minutes. Please lay your case to bed.
All right, thank you so much, Femi. So I think I would buy the opinions of proven coaches, the opinions of top pundits, the opinion of former footballers who have continuously said that the issue with the MPFL is not about the quality, right? Well, you made mention of the Northern African teams, and I was driving to a point that to win continental competition, there are other factors than just quality. You cannot underestimate experience. Rivers United currently won this MPFL, and they will be facing the likes. Rivers United was founded in 2016, and they'll be facing the likes of teams that have been founded. Al Ahly was founded in 1907, Zamalek 1911, Esperance 1919, Wydad Casablanca 1937, TP Mazembe 1939. These are teams that have been playing in the continent for hundreds of years. They know the nuances of African football. We know how complicated African football is, right? There are politics to it. There are the nuances to it. They understand this game. It's not even a thing of Nigeria. It's the sub-Saharan Africa issue. Tell me how many clubs in sub-Saharan Africa have done well in Champions League. Out of the 30 Champions League, CAF Champions League games, 22 have been won by the Northern African side. Experience is a crucial factor. Exposure. The quality is in the side, but compare the exposure of these players to that of the Northern African teams. And that is, so I admit that, yeah, a lot of things can be improved. But you cannot just say that there is no quality in the league. Because if other factors are put into consideration, right, if government takes proper care, or if the leagues are privatized, right, given to the private sector to better manage these teams, they will do well. So the quality is there. Quality has been churned out for over the years. Players have been exported to Europe and to other African countries, and they've done exploits. So experience is the exposure is another issue. Chan of recent, the Nigerian team came to the finals of the Chan Nations Cup in 2018. So it means that there is quality.
Thank you very much. And Tochukwu lays his case to rest and does end battle 41 between Limah and Tochukwu. And now it is indeed decision time. If you haven't voted, go to Facebook. Nigeria Info 99.3. Who impressed you more? You'll see their names. Limah, the lady. Tochukwu, the gentleman. Vote either of them. Make your position heard. Make your decision known. Go to Twitter at Nigeria Info FM. You'll see their names. Limah and Tochukwu. Who impressed you more on the night? Vote that person. Remember, it's not about the position taken. It's about how impressive they were on the night. Ask yourself, who do you want to listen to again? It's pretty simple. We're also live streaming on YouTube, which you'll also find on our Twitter handle. We're live streaming on the Nigeria Info app. You don't get to vote there, but you get to take us everywhere you go. Let's go to the phone lines. A maximum of 9 individuals will determine who of Limah or Tochukwu gets the 20 percentage points available to our home audiences. Maximum of 9. It's the best of 9. So whoever takes 5 votes wins the 20 points. After which, we will come right here to the studios and to the judges. Sarafina, Chidebere, and Chuma. Let's go to the phone line, Sarafina, if you may. Hello.
Hello.
How are you doing?
I'm fine. Good evening, Femi.
Good evening to you.
Good evening from Ukoti.
Welcome. How are you? You heard the battle between Limah and Tochukwu.
Yeah.
Who impressed you more?
I'll go for Tochukwu.
Tochukwu impressed you more.
Yeah.
Oh.
Limah made a lot of points, but let's go for Tochukwu.
All right.
It was very impressive.
Okay. Thank you very much. So Tochukwu takes the first of a possible 9. Hi there.
Hello, good evening, Oga Femi.
Good evening and welcome. How are you?
Sarafina, good evening. I greet Chuma. I greet everybody in the studio.
We greet you right back.
My name is Robert.
Welcome, Robert.
I vote and I doff my hat for Tochukwu. He impressed me 150%. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. Tochukwu takes the first 2 votes of a possible 9. Hi there. Good evening. Voter number 3.
Hello, good evening, Femi.
Yes, please.
My name is Johnson. I'm calling from the FCC.
Welcome, Johnson.
Well, on the night, Limah did it for me. Come on, opening, closing, 1 minute of the bottle. Come on, Limah did it for me tonight.
Limah takes your vote. 2-1. Limah trails. Voter number 4. Thank you. Hi there.
Hi, good evening.
Good evening and welcome.
Peculiar calling back.
Welcome, Peculiar.
Limah has my vote.
Limah for Peculiar. Thank you very much. 2-all. Who splits them? Hi there.
So, good evening.
Good evening.
We are fine. This is Friday from Iwelere.
Welcome Friday.
Yeah, our guy is very much expect the topic is a little bit difficult to Tochukwu, but I was expecting him to mention some players that will stand out in the Nigeria league. Like Victor Zegi and this current Kano Pillar captain, because if the league is not good, Victor Zegi, for me, is one of Nigeria's best players in the past 50 years. So for no mentioning all those players, and the league has not changed. Everybody wants the league back to back with the same factor and the same system. He did not mention something like that. So for me, I will give it to the lady Limah because Tochukwu did not help himself. Thank you very much.
You are my favorite voter, Friday. I like your mindset every time you vote. Thank you yet again. Limah 3-2.
Hello.
Hello, you are our 6th voter.
Okay, I'm Glory.
Welcome, Glory. Where are you calling from?
No.
Mera, okay. Go ahead. You heard Tochukwu, you heard Limah.
Yes.
Who impressed you more?
Limah impressed me more.
Limah impressed you more?
Yes. Yes.
Thank you. Limah takes your vote. She leads 4 votes to 2, meaning the next vote could be consequential. Hi there. Good evening.
Good evening, Femi.
How are you doing?
I'm fine. My name is Victor calling from Ogun State.
Welcome, Victor. You heard Limah, you heard Tochukwu. Who took it for you?
I'm going to say Limah took it for me because she made more sense when she argued.
All right. So Limah for you. Thank you very much for your vote. All the way from Ogun State. Appreciate it. And the consequence of that vote is that Limah takes all 20%. She's hit the threshold of 5 votes. There are still 2 more votes left, but the best Tochukwu can get at this point is 4. So Limah, you lead by 5-2, and you have the 20 points available via the phone lines. However, that's just 20% of the journey. There are 80 points left to fight for. 60 of those are on the panel in the pockets of Sarafina, Chidebere, and Chuma. Yes, Sarafina.
Can I vote now? I'm voting for Limah before we're going for that break. Let me just go straight to the point. Limah has my vote. Yeah.
Okay. You've decided.
Yeah, Limah has my vote.
You don't want to speak.
I don't have analysis too. They're not they preach long preaching for evening service. You understand? Let me just give my vote, right?
All right. Okay. So we are less than a minute away from a break. Fina's vote goes to Limah. Limah leads by 40 points. However, there are 60 points more to fight for. Tochukwu only needs to take all 60 or at least 50 of them because social media is split 10-10. What will it be? We will find out as England continues to outscore Norway. 65 minutes, 7-0. This is another Brazil-Germany kind of thing. We'll be right back after this timeout. Oh, that skit, that Rango skit. An opportunity to just play it again and just hear it one last time. For now, that is. Somebody's battle is about to be over tonight. I do not know who it is. It's not necessarily the case of the lizard, but it's still game on between Limah and Tochukwu. 40 points decided already. 60 points more to be decided. 40 of those 60 are in the hands of Chuma and Chidebere. Gentlemen, I'd like to hear from you guys. Who wants to go next?
Well,
Sarafina has just done the most lazy voting of the century.
Yeah.
No, we need to go on a break.
She had to break the record.
Yeah.
And, you know, Anyways,
I just went straight to the point. Do you like people that used to beat about? This man will take 15 minutes.
She wrote 6 pages of points and then decided, you know what?
just drop the bomb.
No point reeling out the points.
Femi, you know I'm a romantic, and you know.
What are you going on about?
I'm just going to hit the nail. So I thought it was a very good battle, worthy of quarterfinal, well deserved. It showed that both Limah and
as a romantic, you should take note of.
He said, "What's your name?" Oh my word! Did that just happen on a live show?
But Limah, Tochukwu. Sorry, I have a problem with I'm forgetful. Actually, apologies. I don't do it intentionally.
You're a slow learner. I know.
I'm a slow learner.
I've suffered a lot. It's fine.
I'm forgetful.
For all the international awards that you've won,
I learn it.
For all the international awards you've won.
Yes, he's a slow learner. You can cheat something today. You'll have to remind him tomorrow and keep. No.
If you double this far into spiritism, you'll have some problems.
True.
But Femi, I knew myself for a long time. I know I'm a slow learner, but I know when I pick something, I pick it.
And you're wrong with it.
But slow learning has helped me, do well so far.
Yeah.
Anyways,
well done. Congrats. Has it helped you keep Parafina though?
Let's not have this conversation.
I threw her things out of my house.
Let's not have this conversation.
Anyways, so I think both had a great battle, well deserved. Interesting, Limah is leading, so that's an interesting proposition. But that wouldn't influence where I'm going with my vote. I think at some point in the argument, Limah kind of just delved a bit, because the argument was is the quality of the league affecting Nigeria's performance, Nigeria teams' performance on the continent, and they delved, and they really she was the one who started it, and they delved into teams, players from the MPFL playing in the national team, and that was a bit of an aberration. But the interesting thing is Tochukwu picked it up and then ran with it. So I think it was a fantastic argument. I'm just going to pick some of the areas I think could have been better. And I'm going to start with Tochukwu before I go to Limah. I think for Tochukwu, there was a major point you didn't touch. I was dying for you to actually touch it, because I'm passionate about the MPFL. And recently I'm doing a documentary on the FA Cup, the oldest football cup in Nigeria. And there are a lot of things I've been exposed to, reading some books. I wanted to talk about money. Money is a huge factor. Money can be equal to quality. You look at the PSL, the South African League. They have got money. Their players don't even want to leave the country. They want to play there because they are comfortable, they are paid well, their salaries are paid well. And on this show, on this station, many times I've said, if MPFL players just only travel by air to match venues and don't go by road, the quality of our football will increase by at least 30%. Just that. It's not like these players don't know how to play football, but these guys go by road. You have a match on Sunday and you go by road on Friday, and then you're tired, and everything they taught you in training you probably forgot because you're strained and you're tired. So I thought you could have mentioned money. The players, their salaries are not paid on time. So if your salaries are not paid on time, how are you going to have the quality? I think you talked about the fact that there's quality in the league. So you could have said, the reason why they're not performing well is not like there's no quality in the league. It's just that there are other issues which have not been treated. It's like there are still symptoms.
Many players in Nigeria whose regular meals
are not guaranteed.
Includes Gary too much.
Yeah. So it's not like there's no quality. It's just that some of their basic needs are not taken care of. And if their basic needs are taken care of, look, the league is not even on TV. If the league was on TV money will get to all of these clubs. Look at the TV money in England. It's got the biggest TV money, and that's why the league is flourishing. You talked about the North African countries. They have money. Their leagues are doing well. It's well run. They have money, and that's why they keep performing better. Once there's money, the life of the players are better. Once the life of players are better, the quality will show. So the problem wasn't about the quality. The quality was there, but it's just that they've not done the ABC. The people who are managing our league have not done the ABC to make sure Nigerian teams are performing well. I'll give you another example, the Federations Cup, which is one of the tickets to play on the continent, the CAF Confederations Cup. To play on the CAF Confederations Cup, which is Nigeria's Confederations Cup. it's not well organized these days. It's not what it used to be in the 70s when Enugu Rangers or Shooting Stars were top dogs. And I remember Rangers winning the CAF Cups. Femi, remember this? Rangers in this early 1970s winning the CAF Cup because the league was well run then. These days, they just gather together and they say, "Oh, we've forgotten. We'll have a Federations Cup to play. Let's just organize it quickly and have a representative." How can your representative do well if the cup that qualifies you to play in the competition is not well run? So basically, I don't want to keep going on and on, but these were some of the points. I really expected you to expound on the point of money, because money is a huge issue, a huge challenge, and that's actually one of the biggest issues in Nigerian football. And but you didn't do that, and Limah shot you the ball of having players playing the national team, and you ran away with it, and you were flying your jet on sentiment. You were saying, you were asking her, do you want to tell me that coaches and sport pundits who have said that there's quality in the league, do you want to tell me they are wrong? It's not about telling you if it's about you proving that they are right. So you didn't prove it. You're only reiterating people's sentiment, which wasn't a point. It was like shooting a blank gun or something, or firearm. I think Limah did great. She did great. She talked about the history of she talked about Aimba, and I think she proved to me that there's no quality enough in the league now, because she compared what the league used to be when the Obabonas made it into the national team, and she also talked about Enugu Aimba International when they won the CAF Cup. My point to go to Limah, because I think she did better. And again, Tochukwu was not confident. Limah swept you off. I don't know why you were fidgeting a little. You were not confident. You were drowned. Her confidence drowned you. She was eating you up. And I know you know that, because you had a good chance in the closing argument to really drive it home. That was your opportunity to convince me, but you didn't. And a little bit you touched about the clubs. You touched about, it was in your closing argument where you touched just a little bit, but you didn't go deep and tell me about these players were old money. But I think for me, Limah convinced me that there's not enough quality in the league, and that's why our players are not performing well. She talked about players leaving after a season, and give us a percentage of foreign-based players who are playing in the league, which is very little, about just a little over 4%. And so I think she did well. Tochukwu, you could have done better. There were lots of points you could have really explored, but I was really dying for you. Just the subject of money could have been giving you a lot of points, but when the confidence isn't there, you wouldn't be able to get the point. So I think you maybe lacked a bit of confidence in your arguments, and she was flying, and I'll give it to you. Congrats to you, Limah. I'll give you my points.
So Limah takes Chidibere's 20 points. Implication being Limah has won this battle. 60 points. 20 from Chidi, 20 from Fina, 20 from the phone calls. There are still 40 points, but it won't be enough to see Tochukwu through. As I come to Chuma and his thoughts on the battle tonight.
All right, I'm going to start. Thank you, Femi. I'm going to start by picking out the positives from Tochukwu's contest this evening. I thought it made some sense, arguing, even though he put that out just before the time was over for his 2 minutes wrap-up kind of. We got to the final of the CHAN competition, a competition that is a Nations Cup for home-based players, and I thought that was a good argument from him. In 2018, Salisu Yusuf taking the Nigerian side to the final, and this is where the creme de la creme of home-based players play, right? And our guys from the league were good enough to get to that final, so that's something to argue about when you say we do have quality in the league, even though we know we did not qualify for the next CHAN after that under Imama Makpakabo. But he also picked out the talk about longevity and the older nature of these teams that have shone bright on the continent. And I thought he made some sense too, when he said he picked out the teams one after the other. Zamalek, Al Ali, even TP Mazembe, he said, was founded in the 1930s. It's the kind of argument we have for male and female football too, when you say the men's World Cup started in 1930s. The women's World Cup started in 1991. So you don't expect quality from the women to automatically get to the men because there's been a phase and process too. So that makes a bit of sense, even though, again, of course, you have to give it to Limah for arguing it out and saying that you don't have to be the oldest of teams to be able to shine bright. There are a few examples. I wish Limah had come up with examples. It would have been nice to have her call teams that are not as old as the other ones that have also gone on to win.
I thought she did mention that Enyimba had beaten
two African teams,
older African teams that have been there for, and all of that. So
yeah, that was a nice response indeed. Yeah, 2003, I remember that. She said 2 North African teams were beaten en route to winning that final in 2003. I was looking at it from the point of view of when he brought the example of European football to, Real Madrid being, even when they're having terrible seasons, they still find a way to win the UEFA Champions League because they have been there from the beginning and all that. I thought she was going to just jump on that and call a few other younger, in quotes, European teams that have found a way to shine in European competitions too. Away from that, I thought that those were the major things that were impressive from Tochukwu's argument today. And also the talk of, hey, after all said and done, when she deviated into national team appearance of these players in the national team, and he said, you cannot say these players will be in the national team when the foreign coaches of the national team don't watch enough of the league. And we all know truly Pesero has come because it's part of his contract that he has to watch games, and he's now watching. But Gennaro Raw was not watching enough, and that's why we didn't have enough home-based players in the Super Eagles setup on that Raw. It was, you could argue, it was beyond quality. He wasn't even watching the league enough in the first place. So these were some strong points from Tochukwu's argument. I thought that it was quite intelligent to be sentimental and come up with that question of what MPFL team do you support. That was intelligent because you have to use all your bullets you can. It's like politics. You come up with controversy. You say this guy didn't have his SSC or something. Come up with anything just to floor your rival. And when she said, I don't support the team, which is something he knew already because when you read out her CV, she said she didn't support the local team. So that was quite bright from Tochukwu for me. But I thought where he lost that plot was when he could have dwelt on Justice Enyimba and the fact that, okay, these are these. Because when push came to shove and he was asked, okay, name 5 players in these NPFL that you claim you follow that much, he now had to fall back on, I can call Enyimba players. But you said that she doesn't follow the league because she doesn't have a team she supports, and you follow the league. And I thought he let himself down there.
And I think that was cheeky from Limah.
Yeah, he was.
And it could also tell you that she's vindictive. Yeah. She didn't forgive him for going at her the way he did, using the fact that she doesn't support him. And
because he made a blanket statement, you cannot talk about a league that you don't know that much about.
Yeah.
So she was like, okay, no, I'm setting up for this guy. No, call 5 players in that league that you claim you know. And she insisted, she said it again, call 5 players.
And at that point, I just said, look, I am surrounded by evil people in the studios.
So I thought it was an interesting debate. I give it to both of you. You were more clear in your 5 minutes head-to-head than the previous guys. That was better. You guys gave yourselves time to talk once or twice, and I thought that was better. As I wrap up, because we already know the winner of the contest, but I thought it was important I just picked some positives from Tochukwu's performance, even though he has lost on the evening. But as to all-round performance, Femi, again, Chuma is very key and keen on having flow, man, and flow today was Limah's. It's like she came, like a house on fire. Yeah, I know that she had some things documented too, but like we always say, that's not the problem. It's about your ability to present, even if you have a bit of support with documentation. And she was seamless. I thought that her intro was so good that, like Chidi said, it caused a bit of trepidation on Tochukwu's mind because Tochukwu was now stuttering. I felt the standard was raised so high during the intro that Tochukwu was trying to keep up. He was trying to keep up and he struggled a bit with that. So she gave us more points. She came through with the start around Enyimba being so good. She started her whole stuff with calling out players in Yama, Christian Chukwu, and all of these guys who were in the league in the past who did well for us even at national team level. She made so much sense by digging out that stat of saying just over 4% of the players in the NPFL are foreign players, the rest are Nigeria. So if your league was that good with quality, why don't you have more foreign players coming into the mix? It made sense that she went to dig into that whole lack of quality from Nigerian teams when they go away from home to play games on the continent. Enyimba's records in the CAF Champions League, the Bayelsa United example and all that. So she beat Tochukwu today. Tochukwu has had a good battle in the race, but for me, Limah was just a step ahead on the evening. So Limah for me.
So Limah sweeps the votes on the panel. She's also taken the 20 available via phones and she leads by a whopping 80 percentage points. There are 20 points left on social media. Sarafina, how does social media vote? Let's start with Twitter.
Yeah, talking about Twitter, I'm trying to refresh one more time.
The vote should be over by now.
Tochukwu takes Twitter 54.6% to Limah's 45.4%.
So that's 80-10. How about Facebook?
Okay, we'll go to Facebook. Limah takes Facebook 66% to Tochukwu's 34%. So
for a near flawless victory, 90% to 10. Congratulations to you, Limah. You progress straight into the semi-final. And I'm not sure, I just want to assume at this point that it's going to be Limah and Prosper. Prosper and Limah in the semi-final.
Gang.
What a semi-final that will be. I'm just assuming. I'll get confirmation from the producers. But I think that's the way the schedule is. So let me just put it out there. What a semi-final that portends to be. How are you feeling on the night, Limah?
Excited. I'm excited that I go through to the round of 4. I know it's not going to be easy though. This was not easy as well. I mean, Tochukwu gave me a fight. I was expecting him to stay that money part. I can't lie, I prepared for it. But I'm just grateful. I mean, thank God he didn't say it. So yeah, I'm excited to be in the round of 4. And
so
yeah,
you didn't bother to use what your retort was.
I said it at just about a few seconds towards the end, but yes, I'm excited he didn't say it. So yes, I'm happy to. He's a very good competitor, and yeah, just to him as well.
Just how proud are you of what you've done?
Very excited. I'm so excited. Like,
please don't cry yet, please. Please don't cry.
I'm in the round of 4.
Are your friends listening?
Yes, they are definitely.
So you have people that you share the money with like this.
So how about family? Anybody listening?
They are listening. My brother, everybody's listening.
They must be super proud of you.
Yes, they are definitely.
The way they answer this proud of you, sharp. I don't understand, Femi.
You've come this far.
No, because I remember I was talking about it like before the group stage about how am I going to do it and all, and the fact that I'm in the round of 4, I'm just super excited.
Who really convinced you to be in this contest?
Nobody convinced me. I convinced myself.
I mean, with 1 million, you don't need a lot of.
It's not even about the 1 million. I've always wanted to be in the studio. So the fact that I just had to.
Yeah. And I'm proud. I'm proud of what you've done.
Thank you, sir.
So far. I know. Didn't you just get off an exam?
Yes.
Just before. Again, I remember that you were put on the very last day.
Yes.
Because you were finishing your exam, I think the day before.
Yes, sir.
The day before, and your battle
was on the 22nd.
Was on the next day after your exam finished.
Yes,
and
sir.
You've been flying high. How many battles have you lost?
Just one.
Just one.
To success.
So congratulations again.
You,
see you in the semi-final. That will be on Friday.
Yes, sir.
All the best, sis.
Thank you.
All the best. Which brings me now to my man,
Mr. Femi. Just like all those math teacher. there was a congratulating people that passed the exam. Now saying, now 2 people that failed. With their cane. They were, no. I just had a flashback because I was never good with math.
Yeah, I was probably worse than you. But Tochukwu, what happened today? How would you analyze what happened today? You've been an excellent contestant. Today, did you feel that you were not up to your usual standards?
Because Femi, to be very honest, I felt I got the shorter end of the stick. It's hard to make a case for the MPFL. Let's be honest with ourselves. And when I got the topic, I was like, I was just because for every point I can put up, there is always a counter. You can't. Of course, the MPFL lacks quality. Let's be honest, right? I had the issue of money, but then quality attracts money, right?
Yeah.
If there is
That
no
was why I
quality,
prepared for
there
you.
would not be investors coming in. So it all boils down to quality in the first instance. So I decided to go a little aggressive, unlike me. That was my tactics basically.
And the strategy
taking the
backfired.
initiative and hoping that she hoping that I ruffle her feathers.
I think
and
it's
all.
vice versa. Quality brings money, money brings quality.
Yeah.
I think if she makes that counter argument, I think you can forcefully fight it. Two things. Money, organization. You try to say it's not fair to blame it on the quality of the players, but you just had to find a way to drive it home. The reason why we're not doing so well is because, organization. You have to flip that script and put it on the organizers, those driving the league. It's on them, and you have to repeat it. You have to be forceful. You have to hit it and hit it and hit it and literally drum it. I didn't see that.
Well, obviously it depends on my opponent. Limah is good, right? And I feel that whichever angle I come from, technically should be prepared, because it's just to make comparisons.
Did you feel rattled after her opening comments?
Yes.
Everyone should be.
I expected her to kind of go with a little, but she just went with and I was like,
Funny thing, she actually kept some points for the closing, like the 4%.
Yeah,
she kept it.
The intro, anybody will be rattled with that intro.
I think she's ready out of
And
war.
Tochukwu had been used to starting every single one of his battle. I think this was the first time, that he was waiting to respond. And I think it was the flip side too. It was also the flip side for Limah. Limah had always responded. So today, the fixtures warranted that she be the first contestant and all of that. I don't know how to assess what happened. I expected that it was going to be difficult either way, whatever the topic, whatever the position, because both of you have been excellent so far. Yes, it's tougher when you have two excellent individuals and you get what seems the short end of the stick. But I do not agree that taking the short end of the stick naturally or necessarily puts you at a disadvantage, because a lot of times we've seen people flip the script and at least win enough of the sympathy of the voters who said, look, that was difficult. It was difficult, but it impressed me. In fact, the more difficult position brings out the best in you. Tonight, as has been pointed out, there were some areas that you either didn't touch on, or you just did not do enough, or you didn't think that was your out, and it was a strategy thing. And I think the strategy didn't work. It takes absolutely nothing away from your quality, which you've shown consistently throughout this fan battle. I think you only lost one battle before today. And yes, your first battle. And since then, you've taken everybody out. It's one of those things. I hope you'll take the key lessons, put it in your left hand. Try not to eat a bar with it, and continue to grow.
Yes, Femi, definitely. So my major aim wasn't basically to win the competition, right? Talking sports is fun, although this is new to me. The whole debate and arguments, I'd rather just have conversations over a cup of coffee or something. So this aspect is new to me, and it has opened my eyes to a couple of potentials that I don't know. I'm not obviously an argumentative. Can you find me?
That's why Titi will say listen. You say okay, I'm listening.
So it was
unlike Limah,
Femi, you remember that battle?
Yeah, that battle.
You say Titi, hi Titi. I was like, this one does not know that he's here to do battle. You come back and they say hi Titi.
It was a part of me that I never knew I could do. But then I'm happy I've gone this far, and I obviously would. I'm a sports person. I'm a football person, so I would obviously be in and around football conversations. Probably not in punditry or whatever.
Okay.
I would.
So if you have a chance, feel free to reach out to me. We could always have you on one of our shows, our Football Frenzy shows. That's no problem.
All right, thank you so much.
So you
Why
make the
does it have
calls
to
here.
be
You
you
make
that
the
they're
calls here
reaching
now.
out
Yeah.
Why is she
No,
there?
no, so I feel like I have a problem with that.
Because I can easily relay the information. Are you PA? I'm doing PA work.
Because he's a handsome,
GM is here.
he's a handsome boy.
GM is here. And you're calling the shots.
GM, am I not doing PA work?
No, don't answer. Don't put GM on the spot.
No, GM, am I not doing
I
PA
refuse
work?
from putting GM on the spot.
Do you know what I do for you people in this team?
She's representing the head of sports, Emmanuel.
Do you know what I do for this team?
You consult the gods for us.
Anyway,
you don't just say
congratulations for having come this far. I like you. There's something about you that is very admirable and likable. You've got a good voice, a very calm persona, a fine face. I think you'll be great for radio. You'll be great for television. If you choose to pursue this career, I think there is something there for you, no doubt. I think you will succeed. I think you will excel, and I think the sky is your limit. I only hope that at the end of the day, this has been one journey for you that you appreciate, and like you said, which broadens your horizon, your scope, and helps you appreciate other elements and probably other traits and potentials that might be latent and hidden inside of you that you might want to tap in from time to time as the need might arise. So I'm proud of you.
Thank you so much, Femi.
The pleasure is mine. Chuma, Sarafina, Chidebere, did we do the best we could under the circumstances?
Yeah, we did. And yeah, I'm cool. I think I've gotten to that stage where whatever decision I make right now as it concerns the fan battle, I would go home and sleep very well.
That's why I like you.
Your conscience will remain intact.
That does not mean that I'm heartless, though.
No. It's not heartless.
I'm not like Odova that will say we are chasing somebody today.
He's being at peace. Odova just wants to stick to a hand so he can have his life back.
He's done a brilliant job.
Yes,
like
amazing.
Done great.
Shout out to you, Odova, for all you do. You know, I got love for you.
Odova is a victim of his own quality. He came to Fan Battle 1 and swept everybody and won it. And since then, even though he didn't get a lot of money for winning it, I think it was 100K or something like that.
Okay.
He's now paying for it.
He's coming producer for the one that gives 1 million.
He's really done
You
well.
know,
Like every time he's carrying different papers.
Femi, you refuse to give kudos to the first producer of Fan Battle.
Yeah. Oh, that was you.
That was me.
Amazing.
That was horrible.
Femi, you produced your best candidate from Fan Battle. Yet so far.
Amazing.
Excellent. All we need to do is to look for a wife for Hodova.
No, Odova is still young.
It's
You're looking
still
for wife for Odova. What about Chuma? What about Overdose?
Well, actually, Femi.
He was actually barely 18 when he came to the Fan Battle.
No, Femi.
I think he was a young.
You are looking for wife for young
Femi,
Odova. Look at this man. Look at this man. He wants to run now. He wants to run now. You
He
see?
doesn't want to have that conversation. Thank you, guys. Thank you, and thank you for our friends. I mean, I'm beginning to. You guys are more or less my colleagues now, Tochukwu and Limah. I just kind of feel that way, and I look forward to a time not so near when we will sit down in the studios as equals, and you guys would be judges on future Fan Battle.
Very possible, and thanks to the 4 contestants, especially because the 2 battles we had tonight were worthy of the quarterfinal stage of this massive season 3 of the Fan Battle. I was impressed with the 2 battles, and I'm wondering what the semi-finals will look like in the coming days.
We'll see. And as we go, Tochukwu, it's a ritual. It's a gift from me to you, just to assure you that I'll keep my eye on you, even though your battle ends here.